All right, sorry if there were some audio difficulties there. We are back. You never know. There can always be technical difficulties when you're calling a match. All right, so let's get back into this. Still 0-0, 7:20 to go. Right now, it's Marshall Reese with the ball for Olympic Forest. He sends it all the way down to the Seattle Sporting Zone. Seattle, though, able to recover. As now Jeff Renslow has it. He passes it up to Mitch Reinhardt. Reinhardt will find Jordan Correa. Was brought down, but the referee sees nothing in it. Hendrickson now with the ball for Seattle. He gets out. There's a shot taken. Saved by Reese. That shot was taken by Marco Silva. Jordan Correa has the ball now for Seattle. He's chasing it down. Gets it out toward Reese. Reese had to look over for a few minutes and spun around him. And now it's a breakaway. And there's a shot. Oh, it just goes wide. The shot by Kevin Flavin goes just wide of Jeff Renslow. And Seattle escapes that breakaway unscathed. Ball back into the Olympic Forest zone. Reese pass it over to Brian Mayerg. Now it's Leo Potts with the ball. He passes it back to Francisco Cisneros. Cisneros dumps it in. Renslow comes out to challenge it. He gets the ball away. And now it's Seattle with the ball. They try to get into Olympic Forest zone, but it's taken away by Cisneros. Cisneros now past Seattle white line. He has to retreat back to midfield. Now looks like he's going to pass it back to either Reese, or no, he's actually going to find. That's Leo Potts now with the ball. He takes a shot, goes way high of the net. And that will be in the hands now of Jeff Renslow, who will restart this match. Eli Say with the ball now for Seattle. He passes it back to Renslow. Renslow now at his own white line. He dumps it down. Now fight for the ball here in the corner. Pass there by Carlos Bentoncourt. Couldn't find anybody. Now Olympic Force, they switch sides, so they're down in the Seattle zone. Shot taken, saved by Renslow. Another shot. Oh, there's a flurry of shots by both Kevin Flavin and a player number 14 who's not marked on the roster tonight. But they couldn't manage. They had a wide open net and couldn't manage to put the ball in the net. Not sure who for. Once I get the name of 14, I will let everybody know. But he's not on the roster, at least not the one that I was given. But yeah, there's a flurry of shots taken. And they just couldn't put it into the empty net. 4:43 left to go. 0-0. Referee discussing something here with Val Shimko. Nothing come out of it, though. Eli Say will now get the ball for Seattle. He dumps it down into the Olympic zone. It was Carlos Bencourt tried to get a hit on it, but couldn't get enough on it. Barely got anything at all, actually. And no worries for the Olympic Force. Now it's Kyle Johnson with the ball for Olympic Force. He'll pass it over to Brian Mayerg. Brian Mayerg chases the ball down into his own zone. Carlos Bencourt on him, trying to get the ball back. And now Bencourt centers it for Correa. Correa tries to get the shot away, but good defense there by Victor Kelmel for Olympic Forest. Correa again tries to get a shot, but blocked by Olympic Forest. This is a problem that Seattle is having in their last game against Olympic Forest. They couldn't get a lot of shots on frame. The Olympic Forest defense very stingy. And Brian Mayerg for Olympic Forest hobbles off the field here as Edgar Gomez comes in a replacement for him. Eli Say with the ball for Seattle. He'll pass it down to Correa. Now Olympic Force has it. Shimko fighting for it along the boards. Tries to get down the Camel, but a whistle blown. It's going to go against Olympic Force. And now a free kick will be taken by Jordan Correa. Betancourt tries to flick one on net. Doesn't get much on it, though. And nothing hard for Marshall Reese to take care of. Edgar Gomez gets the ball over to Francisco Cisneros. Cisneros now up to Aceves. Seattle gets in the way of a pass, and now they're going to get on the break again. That was Payman Palavan. But he gives it out to Olympic Force. And Kevin Flav now battling for it in the corner as they try to get something going here. Olympic Force. Shot there. Wide open net. Oh, and it goes wide again for Olympic Force. Shot by Diego Aceves. Could not find the back of the net. Eli Say centers the ball. Now they're back down to Olympic Force zone. A shot there by Payman Palavan goes up into the netting. And it will be actually going to be the Olympic Force ball. It's Reese who takes a free kick. For a minute there, it looked like maybe Bellingham was coming down to take the free kick, but it was Olympic Force. There's a pass that goes across the crease. Nobody there, though, for Olympic Force to put it away. Another shot taken. Big save by Renslow. Renslow now dumping it all the way down into Olympic Force zone, or almost. But Cisneros gets there first. Cisneros brings down Postma. Referee saw nothing malicious in it, though. And then a shot down in the Seattle zone goes out of bounds. Goes off the Seattle player last, they say. And there will be a free kick from the edge of the arc for the Olympic Force. It looks like Gustavo Bermudez, who had his way with Seattle in the last game, looks like he's going to take the shot. Pass it off. Finds Cisneros. Cisneros will try to center it, but nobody there for the ball. And Bermudez sends the ball all the way back to Reese. Reese will dump it back down into Seattle zone. Seattle coming away with it now. There's Marco Silva with the ball. Tries to center it, but instead it deflects off and goes to Reese. Reese puts the ball back into play very quickly. As Kyle Johnson now starts out with it. Kyle Johnson is now past the Seattle. He's got players all over him. A shot there. If I look at Brody Steigerwald, and that went wide. And now Seattle gets it back. Long range shot taken with 12 seconds left to go in this first quarter. Reese handled it nicely. Now Reese will dump it back down. And the first quarter will come to a close. 0-0 the score here in Bremerton in this PASL Northwest Division Championship. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back with the call in the second quarter. All right, both teams about ready to get this one back underway. Again, apologies in the first quarter. The microphone here was turned down, and it's one of those bonehead things that you don't know until it's too late, right? Sometimes that happens with technology. But we are back. As you heard at the end of that first quarter, still 0-0. We start this second quarter. Olympic Force with the ball. They've switched sides. Renslow now down here around the press booth as Reese is on the other end. Where we're set up here is almost at the end of the arena. And so it's sometimes hard when the opposing team is coming at you. You don't always have the numbers right away, so apologies in the future for that. There's a shot by Leo. There's a goal! And it's by Leo Potts. Olympic Force. They will draw blood first. It's 1-0. Olympic Force only about 30 seconds into this first quarter. Just like that, it changes. Renslow may be hoping he was still on the other end. Seattle Sporting, though, will get the ball back to start things off, and now it's Correa who dumps it way down for Crutchfield, Hendrickson, but he gets just a little too much under it and ends up going in the netting, and now Reese will be able to restart this game. Olympic Force back on the attack. A little try there by Kyle Johnson to flick it over Renslow, but he ends up putting in the netting instead. Hendrickson now with the ball for Seattle. He'll pass it back to Correa. Correa now down to Palvera. Takes a shot. That goes wide. And now Olympic Force back out on the break. It's Kyle Johnson. Tries to get the ball center, but Seattle defenders all over. Palavan gets it out to Eli Say. Eli Say makes a nice deke. Tries to get in, but can't get past the third defender. He got past two. Now Edgar Gomez. He gets the ball over to Gustavo Bermudez, who is taken down. Fans here want a call from the referee. The referees say no. Payman and Palavan had a good look on goal, but couldn't get anything on the frame. Now it's Correa with the ball for Seattle. Tries to pass it off, but there's an Olympic Force player in the way. Once again, there, Gustavo Bermudez pushed down, and this time the referee sees it. Going to be a free for. All right, now it's match is back underway. Henderson with the ball. He tries to get us. Reyes brought down. And now there's going to be a free kick on the other side of things. As Reyes brought down. This could be from a dangerous angle, too, for the Olympic Force. They're going to set up, it looks like a two-man wall. It's going to be Carlos Betancourt who takes the free kick. It's right down in the corner. Tries to slide under the wall, but nothing going. But he does now switch sides over to Esteban Reyes, who took the shot, but nothing too hard for Reese to handle. Seattle, though, still pressing, as now Reese way out of his net. Gets back in, though, now. Now Betancourt with the ball. He's going to play it back to Zach Crutchfield. Crutchfield gets over to Reyes. Reyes now down around the corner. He gets the ball to Mitch Reinhardt. Mitch Reinhardt now passes it back to Renslow. Renslow passes white line. Tries to get the ball away to Marco Silva. Marco Silva trying to get head on it, but can't get a piece of it. And now Olympic Force will have possession once again. And just like that, they cough it back up as now Crutchfield gets the ball over to Reyes. Reyes gets around one Olympic Force player, but can't get around the second. And now just like that, they're back down into Olympic zone. And there's going to be a blue card shown. As, let's see, I believe that's Marco Silva, who sent Edgar Gomez into the boards. And it's going to be a 2-minute power play for the Olympic Force. So 10:40 to go. Olympic Force 1-0 lead over Seattle Sporting FC. Esteban Reyes still arguing this call. But once the blue card is shown, it's not going to get put back in the pocket, Esteban. Eli Say and Corey Henderson being told to back off here by the ref. Diego Aceves takes a shot. That goes wide. Now Seattle will clear it and try to knock off some seconds of this power play. So for those of you new to indoor soccer, a blue card means a 2-minute power play. Yellow card means 5-minute penalty to the player who is guilty of the charge, but no power play when that happens. The player just goes off and is not able to play until the 5 minutes are up. This was a 2-minute blue card. Seattle now man down. They're going to have to kill this one off. Olympic Force pressing hard. Seattle in their defensive shell. Hendrickson, though, able to get the ball at least out to the neutral zone. Cisneros chases the ball down to around midfield. He passed it off over to Aceves. Now it's Aceves once again tries to get it, but Say gets in the way, and now he's able to clear it all the way down into the Olympic Force zone. They don't have a power play clock here, only the game clock, so I can only guess how many seconds are left in the power play for Olympic Force. But there's Eli Say once again getting in the way of a shot. That shot, I believe, was taken by Diego Aceves. Cisneros now with the ball for Olympic Force. He passed it off. Once again, Cisneros has it, takes a shot. Is blocked a little bit by Henderson, but actually ends up being deflected over toward Kevin Flavin from Olympic Force, but couldn't get a clean shot away. And now the end of the power play for Olympic Force as Payman Palavan comes on and both teams back at full strength. Olympic Force, though, still pressing in the Seattle zone. Kyle Johnson pass it back to midfield as Victor Kelmel. He'll get it back to Reese. Johnson again with the ball. He's the captain for Olympic Force. Plays it back to Kelmel. Kelmel will play it back to Reese. Reese has Eli Say on him, though. He has to get the ball away. But he does get it to Justin Stoddard. Now it's Kyle Johnson again. Ball sent down in the Seattle zone. A flick by Gustavo Bermudez goes high. Now it's going to be Renslow able to throw this ball out. He gets it out past midfield. But it's taken over by Kyle Johnson, who has the ball right now. He coughs it up to Correa. Correa now looking to get something going for Seattle. He passed all the way back to Renslow. Renslow's got Crutchfield there for support, but he likes to pass it over to McDougald. Crutchfield, though, now with the ball. He dumps it down toward Carlos Betancourt. And now, Seattle with a chance in the crease. But Olympic able to clear it. Nobody was actually on the ball, but the ball come loose there. McDougald gets the ball away. He gets over to Correa. Correa now takes a shot. Big save by Reese. It looked to be going wide, but Reese got a piece of it anyway. And now Crutchfield with the ball for Seattle. He'll pass it back to Renslow. Renslow gets it up to McDougald. McDougald into Olympic Force territory. Now Olympic Force with the ball. They're down in Seattle Sporting territory. Shot there. Pretty weak one as Renslow able to handle it without any problem. Crutchfield now for Seattle. He's got Correa to his right if he wants him. Instead, he drops it off from McDougall. McDougall will pass it back to Renslow. Renslow dumps it down into Olympic Force zone. But Leo Potts comes away with it for Olympic Force. He passes it down toward Johnson. Johnson takes a shot to... No, that was Kevin Flavin, with the goal as he got the last touch. And it's 2-0 Olympic Force. So Kevin Flavin puts that one in off of an error by Jeff Renslow. He bobbled the ball after he had it and left a wide open shot for Kevin Flavin. Now Seattle looking to get both of these goals back. Awadu now with the ball for Olympic Force, but he gives it away. It's Silva now with it for Seattle. Silva, though, gives away to Awadu. Eli Say will get it up to Reyes. Reyes now one-on-one, takes a shot. Went just wide. Now Say has it. Say drops it off for Silva. Silva battling Olympic Force defender. Renslow now with it. He knew that he made the mistake on that last goal. He's shaking his head. Should have had a little bit better control of that, but now he's got it. Renslow will dump it down into Olympic Force territory. Handball called against Olympic Force. And it'll be a free kick for Seattle. Reyes going to take it. There's a two-man wall for Olympic Force. Reyes has Postman to his right, but instead he goes all the way over. That was to Mitch Reinhardt. And now there's a battle for it around Reese, but Reese able to come up with it. Reese sends it all the way down into the Seattle zone. Reinhardt, though, able to get there before any of the Olympic Force players can. And a deflection there off of Edgar Gomez goes into the netting, and now Renslow will get it back. Renslow finds Marco Silva. Silva gets along the boards. But Olympic Force here to intercept it. As now Diego Aceves has the ball for Olympic Force. Was looking for Kevin Flavin, who scored the last goal. But Renslow came out to meet Flavin, and that time Renslow got the better of it. Reinhardt back to Renslow. Now it's going to be Silva with the ball. Silva's got it. He takes a shot, but that one goes just a little bit high into the netting here at Olympic Sports Center. 2:55 left to go in this first quarter. 2-0 is the score. Olympic Force in the lead. Kevin Flavin with the latest tally for Olympic Force. And now they find themselves down in Seattle territory again. Eli Say, though, battling. Looks like that was Justin Stoddard. As now Johnson has it. He passed it off. He gets it back. And Johnson will retreat back toward midfield. He passed it to Aceves. Now Leo Potts will have to chase it down into his own zone. Leo Potts. Pass it over to Reese. Reese dumps it all the way down. He tries to find Gustavo Bermudez, but again, Renslow gets there first. Renslow, though, is going to be a defensive clearing and a free kick for Olympic Force. Stoddard ready to take it. A three-man wall for Seattle. Pass off shot. There's a goal by Diego Aceves. It is 3-0 Olympic Force with 1:44 left in this first half. Nicely executed free kick there for Olympic Force. Renslow didn't have a shot. PA is calling that as a Leo Potts goal. So he might have got a final. He might have gotten the touch on it. Stoddard with the assist, though. So it was, looks like Leo Potts got the final touch on that one. There's another shot. There's a goal by Gustavo Bermudez. And it's 4-0. As the clock winds down this first half, Olympic Forest pouring it on. And Seattle is stunned. Renslow kind of smiling to himself right now, but he cannot be happy. Right now, it's absolutely important that Seattle does not lose their cool, as 4 goals isn't insurmountable with a whole second half to go, but it definitely is a mountain to climb. There's a shot by Korea trying to get one back. Now Hendrickson with the ball. Going to try to get something going here in the waning seconds of the first half. McDougald all over Edgar Gomez right now. Ends up getting to the feet of Hendrickson. There's only 5 seconds left to go, though. He takes a shot, and it's saved by Reese, and that will be it for the first half. Olympic Forest leads Seattle Sporting SC 4-0 in their hometown of Bremerton at the end of the first half. Again, my name is Brandon Enyart. We are here at Olympic Sports Center in Bremerton, Washington, this PASL Northwest Division Championship. Olympic Forest taking control of that second quarter, as it was 0-0 at the end of the first. But Olympic Forest drives 4 into the back of the net past Jeff Renslow to get the 4-0 lead going into the second half. All right, well, I'm going to take a break here, and I'll be back for the start of the second half. All right, welcome back to Bremerton, Washington, everybody. We're just about to start the second half here at Olympic Sports Center. I am Brandon Enyart, and it's Olympic Force, the Seattle Sporting FC against each other today, and it's a 4-0 lead for Olympic Force right now. Looks like there will be no substitutions for Seattle Sporting FC. Some people are wondering if maybe Renslow would make way for Wesley De Silva, based on De Silva warming up here in the second half and looking decently sharp, but Jeff Renslow is still going to get the start between the pipes for the second half. And so at least for now, he will still be the goalkeeper for Seattle Sporting. A lot of the problems for Seattle Sporting in that first half had to do with them not being able to break down the Olympic Force defense. They got a lot of good chances inside the Olympic Force zone, but couldn't get any shots on frame as the defense is very, very stingy down deep. That's a problem that Seattle Sporting had in their final regular season game against Olympic Force. But they did manage to figure it out a little bit in the second half, so who knows? Maybe they got a good talk during the halftime. Maybe they're going to come up with a better plan here in the second half to figure out how to get some balls into the net past Marshall Reese. All right, both teams now heading toward the center of the field here. Olympic Force just finishing up their huddle. Seattle Sporting already out there. All right, looks like Corey Hendrickson is going to take the kickoff here for the second half for Seattle Sporting. And we have 30 minutes left of championship soccer here at Olympic Sports Center. Let's see if Seattle can make this one interesting. This one's back underway. Correa now with the ball for Seattle Sporting. He'll get it out to Hendrickson. Hendrickson looking for Crutchfield, but instead gives it up to Justin Stoddard. Stoddard had an assist on one of the goals in the first half for Olympic Force, but now they cough it up. Hendrickson sort of Correa sends the ball wide. He did have Palavan waiting there, but Palavan could not get a leg. Now Olympic Force with the ball. They're going to come all the way back down in their own zone. As Leo Potts has it. Leo Potts had a first half as well. Kyle Johnson now the captain for Olympic Force. He's down into Seattle zone. Now Francisco Cisneros. He gets over to Bermudez. Bermudez also had a goal in that first half. Now Olympic Force forced back into their own zone. Marshall Reese dumps it down into the neutral zone. Crutchfield gets out to Correa. Correa out to McDougald. Now gets back down to Palavan. Palavan has it. He has two defenders on him. Gets it over to Crutchfield. We'll get over to Correa. Correa now. Sends it back to McDougald. Like to see a little bit of that Radcliffe McDougald speed we saw last game, the second half. Maybe he can start getting things going again. Tried clearance from Renslow. It's knocked down by Olympic Force. It was Cisneros, I believe, who got a hit on it. Now it's Edgar Gomez. He's going to send it out toward midfield. Crutchfield all over it, though. Crutchfield turns around, gets it back to McDougald. McDougald coughs it up to Brody Steigerwald. Brought down. Referee plays advantage. Now a shot by Diego Aceves. Goes out into the netting. Looks like it deflected off a Seattle Sporting player. Free kick taken from the arc. There's a shot that deflects off a few Seattle players. That was Marco Silva. Now it's going to be a corner kick for Olympic Force. Ball falls to the front of Jeff Renslow. Picks it up. Now the ball down Olympic Forest. Now there's a shot by Carlos Betancourt. Goes across the crease. Now a shot taken, goes just wide. That was taken by Silva. And now Reyes puts the ball off of Diego Aceves and into the netting. Now it's going to be a free kick from the Olympic Forest white line for Esteban Reyes. Two-man wall for Olympic Forest. Rips it off to Say. Say takes a shot. That goes way high. Now it's going to be Marshall Reese with the ball for Olympic Forest. He passes over to Kelmel. Kelmel gets back over to Reese. Ball eventually finds its way back to Victor Kelmel. He's going to pass it back to Reese again. Dumps it down. He gets Bermudez. Bermudez tosses the ball up to Marco Silva. Silva with a burst of speed tries to get around Kelmel. He can't. He holds up now. Switches sides over to, looks like it's now Esteban Reyes. But Reyes gives it up to Justin Stoddard. Now ball gets way back to Marshall Reese, who will dump it down toward the Seattle zone, but it's still in the neutral zone. Kelmel now with the ball for Olympic Forest. He's got Seattle defenders all around him. There, now it's Kyle Johnson. Tries to find Bermudez. But it's cleared by Seattle and down toward Marshall Reese. Reese now dumps it back down into the Seattle zone, but it goes out of bounds, and that's going to be Seattle ball. Eli Say will get this one back out toward the Olympic Forest zone, but Reese collects it, and now he's gonna send out his men on attack as Bermudez. Bermudez forced to pass it back to Reese. Kevin Flavin gets over to Bermudez. Bermudez now down to the corner. But it's cleared by Seattle and eventually goes out of bounds. Free kick now for Olympic Forest. Going to be in their own zone. As Cisneros passes it back to Reese. Reese gets it to Kelmel. Kelmel gets it back to Reese. Now Reese dumps it down. It's Edgar Gomez fighting along the boards now with, looks like that's Zach Crutchfield. Crutchfield comes away with a shot there by Kevin Flavin. Can't get through. Now it's Hendrickson with the ball for Seattle. And ball goes off of, looked like it went off of Mitch Reinhardt and into the Olympic Forest boards, but referee says it went off of a Olympic Forest player. Olympic Forest bench not happy about it. Now Crutchfield. Ball goes to Renslow now. Renslow dumps it all the way down. Was looking for a header from Palavan. Palavan couldn't get to it. Reese gets there first. Now it's Crutchfield. He'll get it back to Renslow. Renslow looks to dump it down, but he sends it over into his own bench. And it's going to be a defensive clearance. And it's going to be a free kick from the top of the arc for Olympic Force. Looks like Justin Sauter will take this one. It was off of one of these free kicks last time that Justin Sauter got an assist. Takes a shot on that one. Instead, comes back. Shot by Edgar Gomez. Goes wide. Now it's Reese with the ball for Olympic Force. He'll dump it all the way down in the Seattle zone. Steigerwald has the ball, but he gives it up to Seattle. Now Ren's able to clear it just past the white line, but it goes to Leo Potts. Shot taken by Leo Potts. somehow finds its way back to Renslow. Now Renslow gets out to McDougald. Radcliffe McDougald now at his own white line. Passes it back to Renslow. Renslow dump it all the way down, looking for Chad Hendrickson. Hendrickson has it. He gets up to Correa. Correa over to Palavan. Palavan, though, gives the ball to Steigerwald. Steigerwald gets it back to Reese. Reese will clear it to around, ends up at around midfield. And now it's Crutchfield with the ball for Seattle. He tries to dump it down, but Val Shimko stops it from getting into the Olympic Force zone. But now it is. Correa has it. He's brought down. Brought down by Shimko. It's going to be a free kick for Correa. A decent area, too. I don't know if it chooses to pass this one off. He's got Palavan down there with him to his left, and he does pass to Palavan. Palavan takes a shot. He's looking actually for Eli Say, I believe, inside of the crease. But Eli Say couldn't get a piece of it as Brody Steigerwald got there first. Olympic Force now down in the Seattle zone, trying to get something going. But Eli Say able to come out with the ball after it deflects off of the boards. Eli Say now with it. He leaves it for Correa. Correa takes a shot, goes off of an Olympic Force player. And now Johnson with the ball for the Force. Gets it back to Reese. Reese back up to Johnson. Johnson plays it back to Reese again. Now Reese get it out to the neutral zone. And now it's Cisneros with the ball for Olympic Force. Crowd starting to get a little excited here. 5:26 left to go in the third quarter. It's 4-0 Olympic Force. Cisneros once again with the ball for Olympic Force. He must have a lot of fans here. Every time he touches the ball, cheering goes up. Reese now with the ball. He gets over to Kelmel. Kelmel back to Reese. Reese gets a heavy pass there from Edgar Gomez. He's able to handle it, though, even though it looked like it was coming in pretty hot. Palavan. Little bounces off his foot. Eventually gets the pass over to Radcliffe McDougald, who puts it into the netting. Now Pop White line turns into a shot from Gustavo Bermudez.
There you go, Rattle.
And then return is saved by Jeff Renslow. Edgar Gomez takes a shot that goes up into the netting. Goes off of Jeff Renslow last. So it'll be a corner kick. And a shot by Gustavo Bermudez goes up into the netting, and that'll now be Seattle Sporting ball. 3:52 left to go in this third quarter. It's 4-0 Olympic Force over Seattle Sporting. Jeff Renslow looking for Chad Hendrickson. Chad Hendrickson down deep in the Olympic Force zone. Silva now with the ball for Seattle. Silva gets it off to Say. Say. We'll find Reyes. Reyes now. And now Say's got it. Say gets it over to Reyes. Reyes fakes a shot. But Edgar Gomez read it the whole way. Reyes dumping it down toward Henderson. Henderson centers it. And there's a shot taken by Silva. Couldn't get it quite on target, though. Now Eli Say over to Silva. Silva. So making some good moves tonight, but just hasn't had any real good shots on net. And there's a shot by, look at Mitch Reinhardt. Punched away by Reese. Eli Say and Brody Edgar Gomez, who go down to the pitch as they both challenge for the ball. Chad Henderson now deep in Olympic Force territory. Eli Say now, he takes a shot, goes off, there's a shot, goes wide by Mitch Reinhardt. Seattle with some good pressure. But just as that's happening, the referee calls a foul on Chad Hendrickson, and now free kick for Olympic Force. And it's worth mentioning as well that Brian Mayerg, at halftime, I saw him walk by. He was on at least one crutch, so he's not going to be coming back to this match as he injured his, I believe it was his left foot in the first half. So, once again, Brian Mayerg of Olympic Force won't be returning to this match. Olympic Force now finding their way into Seattle zone. Shot goes wide. Now it's Steigerwald with the ball. The Seattle able to get there in the way of it. Get it away, but still in their zone. As now Olympic Force retreats back in toward the neutral zone. Hendrickson.
Oh my freaking sad.
There looks like Gustavo Bermudez taken down and a blue card shown. Let's see if I can get a number on who the blue card was shown to. It was actually Esteban Reyes who's going to get the blue card for Seattle Sporting. And another 2-minute power play for the Olympic Force. Now, the first power play for the Olympic Force was actually did not produce any goals. So it was a good penalty kill at that point for Seattle Sporting. They really did go for that sort of hockey technique of dumping the ball down every time that they got the chance, just clearing it over and over again. And it did work for them. Obviously not a lot of offense going on when that happens, but it is probably the best way to keep out of trouble. Now, I'm not sure if they might not still try to push on offense here, being 4 goals down with only a minute left to go in the third quarter. There's a shot taken that went just across the crease, and Renslow didn't get anything on it, but still managed to keep it out of the net. Potts tries to center something. A shot taken by Aceves. Oh, and that one goes just wide. Renslow bobbles it a bit, but is able to come up with it. 40 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Referee blows his whistle. And the clock stops. There's a discussion. Blue card being shown to the bench of Olympic Force. So there's an accumulation blue card being shown to the bench. And now both teams will have 4 players out there on the field. And now this will change everything. There's a lot of open space. 2 men off, 1 for each team. And let's see what this produces with 30 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Crutchfield with the ball for Seattle. Takes a shot. Blocked by Olympic Force. I believe that was actually Cisneros. Yes, it was Cisneros who got the block. Correa now with the ball for Seattle. Takes a shot. Saved by Reese. Referee blows his whistle as it looks like Kevin Flavin. He got hit in the face. I'm not sure if there is blood, but they want to make sure there wasn't. So he goes off of the field. He was grabbing his nose. Not sure if there was any blood, but always better to be safe than sorry. 9 seconds left to go in this third quarter as Reese will get this ball back into play. Correa gets in the way of the throw by Reese. Cisneros gets it down to Johnson, but the seconds run out in the third quarter. No goals in that third quarter, much like the first quarter here. And it's 4-0 Olympic Force over Seattle Sporting FC with 1 more quarter left to go. Olympic Force starting to feel like they might be the ones who will be crowned champions of the PASL Northwest Division tonight. All right, I'm going to take a quick break here again. My name is Brandon Anier. We're here at Olympic Sports Center. And I'll be back for the start of the final period of play here in Bremerton. All right, we're about to get ready for this final quarter. It's 4-0. Olympic Force lead this one over Seattle Sporting FC. Seattle Sporting FC, though, really playing two good periods. The first quarter and the third quarter looked really, really sharp. Haven't been able to get anything offensively going, but defensively they've looked good. It was only that second quarter where they gave up 4 goals, and that's the difference in this game. Still 4 each side as both have a player in the sim in. And we are 14 minutes and 53 seconds away from crowning a PASL Northwest Division champion, barring any overtime. There's a dump in by Postma that Reese had to handle. A lot of the same guys out there for Seattle. They're not switching up the lines too much tonight, or subs. They got the guys who they trust out there. As Renslow gets it up to Hendrickson. Hendrickson brought down, but the ref didn't see anything in it. Postma plays it back to Renslow. Renslow dumps it down to Hendrickson. Hendrickson's got Correa waiting if he wants him, but he's got a defender all over him. And a foul actually called against Hendrickson. It looked like there was kind of a 50-50 battle there. Brody Steigerwald and Hendrickson were going at it. And now a yellow card being shown to Corey Hendrickson. And the unfortunate part there for Corey Hendrickson is that he's been out there a lot for Seattle Sporting FC. So even though this will not result in a power play, losing Corey out there is a big loss for Seattle Sporting FC. So a 5-minute penalty, but there is a short abbreviated power play here for Seattle Sporting as they've got Reyes out of the box. And Olympic Force is still killing off that bench penalty for the cumulative fouls. So Seattle, there's a shot. There's a goal. That's a goal by Lucas Dorado, I believe, who got the final touch on that. And it's 4-1. Seattle on the board. See if we get confirmation that that was Lucas Dorado, I believe. A nice little side volley. And yes, it was Lucas Dorado. There was a mess of players in the crease, and that's a power play goal for Seattle. So the very short power play that they had, but they make good use of it. As now Eli Say has the ball for Seattle, some life now in them. As they're going to look to turn this period into theirs. Jeff Renslow's got it. He gets it to Palavan. Palavan will get it over to Mitch Reinhardt. Reinhardt dumps it down toward Palavan. Reese actually gets some gloves on it. Now Say has the ball. Say gets out to Reyes. Reyes will in return find Mitch Reinhardt. Reinhardt down to Reyes. Reyes, gets into the crease, but can't get a shot away. Renslow pushed a little there by Justin Stoddard, but he gets the ball away to Reinhardt. Reinhardt with a shot. Oh, and a big save by Reese, but what a shot. A rocket by Mitch Reinhardt. Now Eli Say gets it back over to Mitch. Mitch will pass it back to Renslow. What a shot and what a save. Reyes now with the ball for Seattle. He takes a shot that goes through traffic just wide as Reese comes up with the ball. Crowd here, all Olympic Force fans in Bremerton, and they're excited by that save. Seattle definitely with some life right now as Eli Say chases the ball down into his own zone. Gets it out toward Renslow. Renslow leaves it off for Reinhardt. Reinhardt plays it back to Renslow. Renslow finds Palavan. Palavan now with the ball for Seattle. He can do some great things with the ball when he's got it. He has it right now. Pass it over. Looks like, let's see. Now he's got the ball back. He did have it over to Eli Say. It was kind of hidden there along the boards. But now Olympic Force has it. It's Kyle Johnson who plays back to Steigerwald. Steigerwald to play it back to Reese. Reese dumps it down. Johnson looking for it, but Renslow shields it, picks it up. He's going to roll it out to Betancourt leaves it for Palavan. Palavan leaves for Reinhardt. Reinhardt takes a shot. Big save by Reese. Reinhardt wants to have one of those just go through, but Reese standing up to the challenge on both of those rocket shots, just howitzers from Reinhardt. Reinhardt passes the ball to Reyes. Reyes now has the ball, takes a shot. Big save by Reese. Reese carrying Olympic Force on his back right now, as this is an assault from Seattle. Silva will play it up to Crutchfield. And now Crutchfield gets back over to Silva. Silva with the shot. Saved by Reese. Shot by Crutchfield goes across the crease over to Betancourt. Betancourt has it. That shot goes off the boards, off Reese, and back off the boards again. A little bit of pinball action going on. And eventually the ball goes out into the netting, out of bounds. There's going to be a free kick for Seattle. Correa, I believe, going to take it. Now shot by Postma, goes off an Olympic Force player. McDougall gets over to Crutchfield. Crutchfield over to Correa. Correa. McDonald's got it now. McDonald takes a shot. Saved by Reese. Seattle just throwing everything they've got at the net right now. And Reese making all the saves. Now we got two players down in the Olympic Force crease. Correa heads the Reese clearance down. And now Crutchfield will end up getting the ball out, actually off of an Olympic Force player and into the Seattle bench. Postman now with the ball for Seattle. Postman over to Correa. Correa looks for an opening, takes a shot, just goes wide. Just barely wide there, as he had Reese beat. Renslow very aggressive there as he heads it down towards Silva. Silva takes a shot off of the volley. That goes wide too. And now clearance from Olympic Force. They get it down to their captain, Johnson. Johnson dekes around Crutchfield. Tries to deke around Correa, but he can't. Correa's got it. And this game is getting all sorts of excitement. A big hit as Johnson goes into the boards off a Correa hit. Oh, that was huge. And now Crutchfield gets over to Correa. Correa shoots. Oh, saved by... Actually deflected off an Olympic Force player and saved by Reese. What do we have here? Now Olympic Force shot. Renslow makes the first save off into the corner. Oh, man. I tell you what, the fourth quarter is incredible. The center shot taken by Aceves. Save. He's stepping up now. Now it's Silva. Silva will play it up to McDougall. McDougall plays it back to Silva. But now it's Olympic Force all over Renslow, but Renslow, good clearance there. But now Olympic Force back out with the ball. Renslow again plays it off the boards. But now Cisneros has it for Olympic Force. They retreat all the way back into their own zone. Reese now brings it to his own white line. He dumps it down. He's looking for Edgar Gomez, battling down on the boards. Eli Say, though, comes out with it. Say, he's got McDougall to his left. He's got Silva to his right, but Eli Say still with the ball. Now he takes a shot, and Betancourt, he can't get anything under. Reese collects the captain, Kyle Johnson. This one, burst of offense. Reese really keeping them in this, or excuse me, keeping them in the lead in this game, I should say. With 6:30 left to go, Olympic Force leads this. Much thanks to Marshall. Renslow getting very caught off his line, and a big save off Renslow. Big side. Now it's Reyes with the ball for Seattle. He leaves it off for Palavan. Palavan centers it, but nobody's there. Ren's the ball is a clearance from Olympic Force. Finds his way back, and I should say, goes off into the netting, and it's going to be a defensive clearing and a free kick for the final period to play. It's 4-1. Olympic Force holding on to a 3-goal lead. Renslow now gets the ball, keeps it within his crease. And now he finds, looks like that was, it was Correa who took the pass from Betancourt. Couldn't get it on frame though. Correa again has the ball. He takes a shot that goes way high into the netting. And now Reese will get this one back. There's 5 minutes left to go. 4-1 score here. Olympic Force still holding on to a 3-goal lead. And now they're in the attacking zone. Shot taken, that's in! Gustavo Bermudez. He was the problem for Seattle Sporting FC last week. And he's netted his second of the evening. Yellow card there being shown. It was to Jeff Renslow, it looks like, probably for dissent. So it's going to be Corey Hendrickson who's going to take over in goal. And this happened last week as well, where they brought Corey Hendrickson in late. And they actually scored a few goals as he played sort of the hybrid role. Goalkeeper and forward. And defender for that matter. Corey not wearing any gloves. Sometimes even when the forwards take over for the extra attacker, sometimes they will wear the goalkeeper's gloves, but Corey elects not to. He made a few saves last week as well. Or Crutchfield trying to get the ball under control, but he can't, and it's cleared away by Olympic Force. As now Hendrickson will pass the ball over to Mitch Reinhardt. Reinhardt, he's got a heck of a shot. We've seen it. Another one. Challenges Reese. Reese able to make the good save. Didn't have quite as much mustard on the last two from Reinhardt, but still enough to make the save. Reinhardt again. There's a shot by Crutchfield. Rebound comes out, takes another shot, but he can't get it into the net. As now Betancourt has it. Betancourt has Correa. Correa now tries to find Reinhardt, but Hendrickson in there. Henderson brought down twice. Reinhardt takes a big shot, goes off an Olympic Force player and into the ceiling here. That'll be a defensive clearing and a free kick from the white line for Seattle Sporting. It's going to be Mitch Reinhardt taking the shot. He's got Correa to his left, but he takes a shot instead and comes off of the wall all the way down. Henderson's got to chase it down. He does. He gets it back over to Correa. Correa back over to Hendrickson. Hendrickson now gets the ball to Palavan and gets it back to Hendrickson. Henderson toward the Olympic Force white line. He gets it into their territory as Palavan now has the ball. He gets it back to Hendrickson. Hendrickson over to Palavan. They're trying to spread out the Olympic Force defense right now as Correa has the ball. He gets it over to McDougald. McDougald takes a shot that goes off the boards. Olympic Force now trying to catch Hendrickson off of his line. But Palavan doing a great job. Correa trying to defend here as Hendrickson gets a shot taken away from all the players in the crease now for Seattle trying to keep the ball in the net, and they do it as Correa comes out with it. Correa up to, he's going to find, it looks like, Betancourt. Betancourt gets the ball taken away, but now it falls at the feet of Crutchfield. Crutchfield takes a weak little shot. And a save made by Reese. 2:35 left to go. 5-1 lead for Olympic Force. So it would take a lot now from Seattle Sporting FC to get this one back to even ground. As it looks like Olympic Force are 2:22 away from a PASL Northwest Division Championship. Reese getting the ball down to Gustavo Bermudez. He takes a shot. That goes wide. Eli Say gets over to Correa. Correa back over to Say. Say now over to Palavan. And Correa looks to get on the ball, but it goes out of play off of his boot. Now a shot by Johnson. That goes high, and it comes back down and touches him in the hand. Handball, and blue card shown to the captain, Kyle Johnson. And there will be a power play here for Seattle with 1:54 left, 5-1. Olympic Force leads this. Kyle Johnson looked like it was not on purpose, but the ball came down off of the boards. His hands were out in an unnatural position. He knew as soon as he touched it, his head went up, and he knew he was going to receive the blue card. Correa now with the ball for Seattle. Olympic Force in their defensive shell. It's going to be 6-on-4 basically, as Henderson out there playing as the extra man, also the goalie if needed. Correa was over to Reinhardt, who puts it way out into the netting. That will take away valuable seconds on this power play for Seattle Sporting FC. Olympic Force now trying to get the ball back down into Seattle territory. There's a shot that is saved by Hendrickson. Henderson gets out to Palavan. Palavan now gets it over to Postma. Postma takes a shot. It goes off of the boards. The rebound couldn't fall to anybody's feet for Seattle Sporting FC. As now it looks like Olympic Force will try to take this ball to the boards, get seconds off the clock. That's exactly what they're doing, is Dorado and Palavan working to get it away. The Cisneros steps on it. Finally, the referee, and there's punches being thrown as both sides are fired up. Seattle not happy with what was going on. Force not happy. Hendrickson is out of his net. The referee's in his face right now. Referee and him are very, very close. Referee actually pushes him back now. Bermudez and Hendrickson. Bermudez actually. And now Bermudez has walked over toward his bench. Postma trying to calm down Hendrickson right now. As now both 13s will meet up. Postma and Bermudez tap each other on the back. 1 minute left to go in this game. 5-1. Olympic Force leads in this PASL Northwest Division final. Not a lot of love for the officials here in Bremerton. Right now, the Force a minute away from being crowned champions. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us here tonight. Again, my name is Brandon Anyard, and Olympic Force, Seattle Sporting FC in the PASL Northwest Division Championship at Olympic Sports Center in Bremerton, Washington. Nice little complex here. You take a ferry ride from Seattle over to here. And we're back underway. 55 seconds left to go. Cisneros with the ball for Olympic Force. He'll get it back to Reese. They're just going to try to run this clock out. Cisneros now. He's got Palavan on him. Mitch Reinhardt challenges Cisneros. Cisneros still able to get it away. Cisneros going to take a shot. That one goes high. Cisneros, another shot, goes off of Reinhardt. Reinhardt back heels it back to Hendrickson. There's 27 seconds to go. Palavan now with the ball down toward Olympic Force territory, but not able to get it in. And now Olympic Force, Bertie Steigerwall flicks it on for Leo Potts. Potts centers it. Hendrickson comes out, grabs it. 10 seconds left to go. And the Olympic Force are going to be the PASL Northwest Division champions, as the last shot by Seattle not going to mean nothing. This one's over. Olympic Force are your champions. 5-1, the final score in Bremerton, Washington. As they celebrate now with their keeper. Even though there were some punches thrown a few minutes ago, everybody seems to be mostly cooled down now as both teams congratulate each other. Thank you so much again for joining me for this championship game. Again, my name is Brandon Enyart. It's been a pleasure here in Bremerton, Washington. And they'll be headed now to nationals. All right, signing off.